Welcome back to hopefully a more successful live than yesterday. Unfortunately, my live with Emily, the amazing Pilates instructor, got cut short because Instagram was playing some sort of weird game with us. So hopefully, we're going to have a little bit of repetition from yesterday, but it will be just as good, just as amazing. Conversation with Emily. So she's just joining us now. There she
Hello.
is. Hello.
Hello
Back
too.
again. Hopefully this time it will actually work.
Yes, hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yes.
So we'll just go for like a little bit of repetition just because if people are watching back the live, unfortunately, I didn't save yesterday. So nobody gets to watch part one. So part one is for the people that watched live only,
It was an
apparently.
exclusive.
Exactly. That's exactly it. It was an exclusive. So if you weren't there, it's on you, quite frankly.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So let's just go through what Pilates is and who should do it and who it benefits.
Okay, so what is Pilates? Pilates is a system created by this man named Joseph Pilates. Growing up, he had a lot of health conditions that caused him to have like asthma issues and just he was not in a good, healthy state. But he was an athletic person, so he decided to create this series of exercises, the classic mat exercises, which really focus on your core strength and spinal health and mobility, as he calls the core the powerhouse of the body. Because without our spine health, the rest of our body doesn't really function properly. So it's very vital, and that's what I'd say makes it unique. And then in terms of what it really is what you want it to be because you can change the pace of it, you can modify it, you can progress it. It can be challenging or it can be one of those easier workouts, taking your time on it, slowing it down. Like it's your balance, it's your flexibility, it's your strength, it's pretty much everything and for everyone. So I wouldn't say there's one particular group that's like, oh, Pilates isn't for them, because there's always certain exercises that they can do within it. So they might, for example, if they have scoliosis and they have a rod in their back, they're not able to do flexion, like spinal flexion, so you're obviously not going to be doing a lot of roll down type things. You're just going to have
Yeah.
different exercises for them. So it's very diverse and it can benefit everyone. The only thing in terms of age who it's for is with kids and teens. It's a bit trickier with the programming because they're in that growing stage. So with all the rotation that you do, you'd maybe take it a bit smaller or just have a more neutral based program for them or aligning with their sports and activities, most
Yeah.
common for dancers. And that's who Joseph Pilates was. He was a dancer, and that's
Oh,
who
okay.
all of his clients were at the beginning.
Right. I
So
didn't know that actually.
yeah, he like did everything. I swear, when you research him, it's like he was into every sort of thing. Um, and he was doing Pilates throughout all of his life until he passed away. But
That's
like, so he
amazing.
was in his 80s and he was still doing it. That's
Still
why
doing it.
it's for everyone.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's incredible. Like, what an inspiration as well, you know? Like,
yeah.
I love I've got like a special a special place in my heart. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but like for when old people do exercise and they like really into it. I know it sounds really
Mhm.
bad, but like I was climbing and there was this old couple like in their late 60s, early 70s, and they were belaying each other and it was the cutest thing in the world. I was like, "Oh my God."
I
But
think
it was
seeing old people do anything, I'm just
yeah.
like, they're the sweetest.
Yeah, I'm like I want to be like that when I'm that age.
Yeah, no, I
It's
get
so
that.
cute. Yeah, definitely. So that's, I mean, it says a lot about sport when you can carry on doing it until you're old, whatever
Yeah,
old is these days.
yeah,
Which is, that old is just a state of mind, I
true.
think. maybe.
I think so.
Um, so you've been doing Pilates for, what did you say, 4 years? Around about?
Yeah, throughout my whole fitness journey, but not specifically Pilates, but incorporating Pilates movements for sure.
Yeah, and you've been like much more into it like in the last year or so.
Yeah, in the last couple years. Yeah.
Yeah. And you like study to become a Pilates teacher, you finished the exams and you're now qualified to do everything, including reformer, which is super exciting to me
Yeah,
for
so I'm a
absolutely no reason.
comprehensive trained Pilates instructor. So yeah, there's all those types of equipment you can do. There are so many different certifications out there. But in the Pilates studio, I've got most of them down.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so cool. And so I was really interested to what you were saying yesterday about the reformer, and with your bad knees, you're able to use it to make a squat action and use the same muscle group that you would for a normal squat, but without actually putting pressure on your knees. So
Hmm.
that was, to me, I was like, that kind of opened my mind a bit, just like, wow, that's so cool, because I have terrible knees and ankles, and deep squats are not my friend either, like at all. But I really like working my legs, like, I love leg day.
Yeah.
Every day is leg day. So that to me, that was like super interesting. So do you find that you get a much better leg workout from using the reformer?
Um, it depends. So
Okay.
yeah, the reformer is used to assist or resist. So yeah, it depends what you're doing, but I would say it's really good in getting your body in the right alignment. So things that I would be doing the same exercises, for example, like a squat or a single leg squat, something like a single leg squat isn't accessible to a lot of people,
Yep,
but you
for
can
sure.
make that same sort of action on the reformer. You're lying down, you have that support where you don't need that balance, and you're in the right alignment. So
Yes.
it's really good in getting those micro muscles too. When you're doing like single leg work, it's
Yeah.
like you're awakening these muscles that you didn't even know you had. That's what a lot of
Yeah.
people say. Like, I'm
Like,
sore in
wait,
areas I
what?
didn't even know I could be sore in. Like, what is this? But it's because you're not working on those huge muscle groups, you're getting into those micro muscles as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say leg day would be very different from strictly body weight when you do it on the reformer, because you're focusing more on the small stabilizers rather than those major muscles.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And it's like, it's one of those things where, like, I get everyone to do a kind of a balance and stability program before they do my main program, because I'm like, well, I don't know if you can even balance on one leg, let alone do anything else. So I don't want to like push you to be doing other things when I don't even know if you can do the basics. But
Yeah.
then it's like, it's the same thing, but like exaggerated. So you could do it like your whole athletic career, let's say, and still get something out of it, because
Right.
there's always more like muscles to work. There's always more like things you can do on the reformer. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I think it's so like interesting to
Yeah,
me anyway.
there's endless amounts of variations, and essentially all the exercises you do on the reformer are just variations of the mat exercises. They're just put
Yeah.
on these pieces of equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is so cool. So cool.
they're really
Love
fun.
it.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you a bit about your goals stuff, because when I first talked to you, we were just talking about, well, I think you told me your, like, what you say your job title is, and that you're a goals coach, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh my God, I want to talk to this girl. This is amazing. Because that's kind of like, to me, that's like so important to help people with their goals, not just like, oh, I want to lose weight. Why? Yeah, like
Exactly.
why?
The
Let's
why.
ask why.
The
Yeah, like,
why.
right. And so I feel like goals coaching is much more about the why than the what, which is
Yeah.
to me so much more important. Um, so you call yourself a goals coach, but what is a goals coach?
So I had actually never come up.
No, it's frozen again. Something about Instagram does not want me to talk about goals. Hey guys, so my guest has just disappeared, so I'm hoping she's going to be back in a sec. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, do let me know. Hey, Constantine, how are you? We were talking about Pilates, we were talking about goals. Emily, my guest, is a goals coach, and hopefully she'll be back any minute. I'm just going to send her a quick message because here she is. She's back already. Perfect. Instagram is really hating us right now. This is what happened yesterday.
I'm
Hey,
back.
you're back.
Of
Instagram
course.
hates us. I was like,
I
why doesn't
know.
Instagram want us to talk about goals? What did we do?
I'm just glad it came back on this time.
Yeah, me too, me too.
Okay.
Uh, so let's try that again. What is a goals coach?
So, yes, I had not heard of a goals coach before I started labeling myself as a goals coach. And I thought it was an appropriate title because I think it makes my intentions clear, but it doesn't mislead from what I'm certified to do. So when I say I'm a health and wellness coach or something like that, I don't want to ever give anybody the thought that I am certified in things I'm not. So I
Yeah,
feel like a lot of people are nutritionists or dietitians or those type of certifications and labeling themselves health and wellness coach or specifically like dietitian.
yeah,
So I thought goals coach was a way that people could ask me what it is and I could be clear saying, hey, my certification is a Pilates instructor, but I have a lot of knowledge beyond Pilates to help you to get towards your goals from personal experience and working with others. So a goals coach is somebody that you come to with your goal and we create a successful plan. A plan is the most important part because if you don't have a plan, how are you going to get towards that goal? A lot of people have a goal, but then are like, oh, I just want to get there, but they don't even map out anything to get there. And that's so, so important. Along
yeah,
the way, people are realizing their whys, which they might not have
yes,
realized at the beginning.
yeah,
So let's use the example of weight loss because it's such a common one.
easy. Yeah,
People come
exactly.
in and say, look, I want to lose weight. Okay, but why? Because I want to, because
Yeah,
I
right.
want to
Oh my
look
God.
a certain way,
Yeah,
or just digging deeper on what has made them want to do this. And sometimes it's things that have been said to them in the
yeah,
past. Sometimes it's seeing old pictures of themselves and realizing they don't look the way they used to.
yeah,
There's always a motive behind
yeah,
your goals. And a lot of people, when they set goals, don't even realize that. So when people get that clarity, then it becomes much more clear to them about how they're going to achieve this goal and what other things they can implement to get there. I'd say a lot of goals people come in with are physical, but along the way, it changes to mental. And that's why I think health is physical and mental 100%. Because without one, the other fails.
you
And
literally sound like me. I'm not even kidding. It's like I'm
like,
talking to myself. This is
um,
amazing.
it is like, I just don't get how people could ever um, not acknowledge that. I guess if
Yeah,
it's not shown to them or if it's nothing they've experienced or thought about. But I think as years go on, for sure, it's getting more out there about the importance of
definitely,
mental health and how
definitely.
it's just as important as your physical health. Because
Yeah,
I know I was what I thought was a physical healthy, I was not a mental healthy. And so it was not a healthy version of me. I'm much healthier, even though I may not be as skinny as I was before, but it didn't matter because of how I felt mentally about it and what I was doing to get there. So I've taken my experience of weight loss, gaining weight, restrictive eating, all those things to help people find a map, a guide, and avoid the mistakes that I've made and I've seen other people make. So I think through my experiences, I'm like, I want to help people get towards their goals and not have to go through what
Yeah.
I went through alone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly it. And it's that support network as well, like the support network around the whole change. It's like, it's so difficult. Like I've been there as well in trying to change something drastic in your life without any support. It's like, well, how do I do this? Like, how do I know when I'm doing it right? How do I know when it's like I'm doing something stupid that I don't need, like, oh, I'm starving myself. Should I starve myself? You know, but
Exactly.
we've all been there. But like, unless you have someone going, hey, by the way, if you don't starve yourself, you might feel like not like shit every day, and you might feel like you're an actual human instead of like a corpse walking around. Oh, that works really well. Okay, cool. You know, it would be great if someone had told me that, you know, a few
Yes.
years ago. But yeah, it's just like, I guess goals, obviously weight loss is a big one, but there are other goals. So what else, what's like the biggest thing that you've seen people overcome?
I would say, um, so people come in with the intention of some sort of physical change, and I'd say the transformation is on the mental side more than the physical, or at least to begin with, because I
Yeah,
think the mental progress can actually come a bit faster than the physical progress when they come to realize how it makes them feel to move their body in a way that makes them live that way in a functional way. So, what I mean by that is they experience a feeling within the session, within the class, but the benefits are walking with them around. So they come to a session with all this stress on their mind, and they're thinking that they're coming to the session because I've made this commitment. I'm I need to have abs. Like this is this is what I want. But then they leave the session feeling like they've cleared their mind and they feel good about their body, even though their body doesn't look different right after that session.
yeah,
So I'd say the biggest transformation I often see is that mental shift of, oh, I'm doing this not to look a certain way, but because it makes me feel good and it's making myself a better version of myself.
yeah. That's like the perfect description. Like that's amazing. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I really like that. So on that note, who is like your favorite type of person to work with?
The people that are willing to put in work outside of the sessions,
Yes, same.
because those are the people that are going to reach their goals faster. They're going to be
Yeah,
happy with the way they're progressing. If they follow the plan, they will reach and surpass their goal. There's no
yeah,
doubt about it. It's when people think or sign up for something and think that they just have to spend that half an hour once a week, let's say, and they're going to get there. Which I mean, they will get there if
they
they work
will, but
on
it's
it,
going to take them a lot
but
more
it could
time.
take three
Mm.
times longer than if they made the conscious effort outside of the sessions to work on themselves.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I do a live show with one of my friends, and we always say like, just jump in, like whatever you're gonna do, just jump. Like it's like nosedive into that situation, and like just deal with the consequences. And you know, at least you make a decision. It's better to make a decision that maybe not the best one, but at least you made it, and at least you committed to it.
Yeah.
It's just like, and usually with things like this, it's only going to be good things that come out of it. I mean, there might be the odd few bad things, but basically it's going to be good things, pretty much. So right, I want to talk about. I've got like a load of post-it notes.
Oh, Awesome.
I know, right? I'm so organized. I want to talk about travel because you have an entire Instagram account dedicated to travel, which I freaking love. You've just come over from Canada to UK, and you're currently in London on lovely quarantine, which
Yeah.
I imagine is loads of fun. Not that much fun. So when was your first trip away? When did you first like go somewhere?
So I had done quite a bit of traveling growing up with my family road trip style.
Okay.
So I'm in a family of six, so I have three older siblings, and that was the only way we traveled really road trip wise.
Yeah,
Not a
the
lot
best
of
way.
so we saw a lot of Canada over the years and some of the US. And I loved it. Like I loved going on vacation. I mean, I think every kid did, but I feel like I loved planning it as well. Like I tell my parents, "Oh, don't worry about it. I'll book the
I'll do
accommodation."
it.
You know, um,
Love
like
that.
I'll create an itinerary of like have to see these things. So it was just always in my heart. Like I was like, I just love to see new
I love it.
places, learn
Yeah,
about people, just experience new things. And I had grown up in the same hometown my whole life. And so I was very much adamant after high school to be like, I'm
let's go.
out of here. Like, this is my time. I can go. So I spent a year in Australia on a working holiday visa. So I traveled all around Australia. I have lots of childcare experience. So I was a nanny there for a bit. And then I was just traveling the last few months. I did a road trip all the way across the bottom of Australia. Then I went to Bali, which was an amazing experience. The people there are so fantastic. Like, it's just their smiles. I can't even explain it.
Yeah,
Like, sometimes the people with the littlest material
yeah,
items are like the happiest and the most grateful. And it's such a strong community there. And I don't know, it just warms my heart. I love it so much because
that's amazing.
coming from a place like North America where you're always wanting more, you're always getting more, people are
Yeah,
never satisfied with what they have.
it's very
Um,
materialistic.
so it was a very eye-opening and refreshing thing to see. Um, and then I traveled more in Canada with one of my friends that I met in Australia,
So cool.
and now I'm in the UK.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you. I haven't seen much of it. I've seen around,
No,
but
but you will in
yes.
like what, 6 more days?
Yeah, something like that. 6 or 7 days.
Yes, and then you're gonna be like everywhere.
Yes.
Well, I mean, as possible as that is at this point in
With a mask, hand sanitizer, and staying away from people. Yeah.
don't touch me. Someone, I was in a shop yesterday and someone, like this old woman, grabbed my arm. And I'm like so conditioned to like not be near people that I'm like, I was more worried that the fact that she touched me than that she could have fallen over or something. Like she may have grabbed my arm like because she was feeling
Oh.
unstable. Well, I assume that that was why. Otherwise, it would have just been really weird. But like, it's just like, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're falling over. Sorry, like my bad. It's just like, but you know, you get like so conditioned to like,
It's
don't
just
touch
a
me.
weird time.
Yeah, so weird, so
It's
weird.
really weird.
So, having traveled quite a lot already, do you have a favorite destination or a top three, maybe?
Okay. Let's
The big
say
question.
Australia. I loved Esperance, which is Western Australia. Their
Okay.
beaches there, most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And Bali, I really liked Ubud. Ubud was really cool. And then the best sunset I've ever seen in Ahmed, which is North Bali, north south. Um, and then Canada, I'm from British Columbia, so I'm kind of biased, but I would say West Coast is the best coast. um, So yeah, I would say like Victoria, like Vancouver Island, Vancouver area, and then the Rockies. So
Okay, yeah.
Banff, Alberta, anywhere there is gorgeous.
I've heard such amazing thing about Banff. Like it's on my list, like 1000% on my list. It's so high up my list.
Yeah.
Like it's like I've wanted to go there for so long. Like I've never seen a bad photo from
No, and
Banff.
it's like when you see a photo, it's like you know exactly what it is. It's like
Like
there's nowhere
it's
else like it.
it's
Yeah.
literally like fairy tale, but real. Oh my God, I so want to go there. Like, did you climb there when you
No,
went? Oh,
oh my
that's what I
goodness.
want to do. I want to climb there. It looks
That
so
would
good.
be amazing.
Yeah, I know, right? Like that's like literally like I can't wait. Like I'm going 100% going
Gotta
there.
go for it. Yeah.
Doing well, not right now, but like at some
Not right
point.
now, but
Not right
yeah.
now. What
Hopefully.
is your dream trip itinerary? So you say you like planning, so this will be a good question for you. It can be anywhere, by the way.
Always number one on my bucket list has been Machu Picchu, Peru.
Okay.
So I've never been to South America, and I would love to explore South America. Rio de Janeiro, I would love to go to the festival there. That looks so cool. Parasailing or something. Um, yeah, I'd say, I mean, dream itinerary would literally be everywhere. I'd
Well,
say
yeah,
from here, so explore the UK, then go to, I really want to go to Iceland, then I could go
yeah,
to
me
South
too.
America, and then I haven't seen much of the Asian countries either. So I would love to experience everywhere, honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Everywhere
definitely.
that's like, an okay state to travel to in terms of like higher powers.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, but top of my list would definitely be like Peru for
Peru.
sure.
Yeah, Peru is, yeah, I think that's a good one. Like I think anywhere in South America is like it's gonna be crazy but awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I have some friends in Chile and I'm just like adamant I'm gonna go like visit them and go climb there and like, oh my God, it looks so good. Like I've seen pictures and it looks amazing. I'm just like, oh, South America. And I really want to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
Like Brazil just looks like I have so many friends from Brazil and every single one of them is crazy. And I love them so much. They're like full on like batshit crazy. Like there is
Yeah.
no like but I'm like, if I want to go to where you're from, because if you're this batshit crazy and this is like every Brazilian I know, then it must be the coolest country ever, right?
Yeah. No,
Like,
totally.
that's my theory. Like, you're all crazy. I want to go there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, yeah, South America is such a good shout. So do you prefer traveling alone or with company?
It depends because I'd say alone, the hardest part is you meet people, but then you leave people.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're doing the hostel backpack thing, going to a hostel, let's say you're staying 2 nights there. Oh, great, you make a friend. You spend the day with them and then it's see ya, I'm on my next destination. So I'd say that's the hard part, not having consistency and you're having to repeat the same conversation usually with
Yeah.
multiple people, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, but when you say, "Oh, where are you from? Where am I from? Oh, what brought you here? Oh, are you on a visa?" Like it's the same kind of
Yeah.
combo. So it does get a bit old, but there are so many benefits to solo travel. Like I think it's especially if you're going through something hard. Like
Yeah.
it's so good and healthy for you to feel comfortable on your own. I mean, I've personally never been through like a, a big breakup or anything like that, but I know that's a lot of people's stories.
Yeah.
It's like they've gone into this long term relationship and they're like, I need to find myself because I don't know who I am without this person. And to me, it's so amazing to hear those stories and their transformation about becoming independent that they didn't know they could be because they were dependent on somebody before.
Yeah.
And that is something I learned as well, like how dependent I was on my family prior to leaving because you don't realize it until you don't have it right there.
Yeah.
And like I'm so grateful for the family I come from, but they also are right at my fingertips there when I need anything, which is great. But I needed to learn how to deal with situations on my
Do it
own.
yourself. Yeah,
Just,
yeah, yeah,
just, I think you can grow up maybe a bit faster when you travel alone
yeah.
because you're
Agree.
kind of forced to.
Yeah, definitely.
And then traveling with people is awesome because you always have a friend by your side. Um, but spending a lot of time with the same person or the same group of people can be challenging. Whether you
Yeah,
I'm assuming you like who you're traveling with, but a little too much of anybody can be a bit much because you
yeah,
need your space. But it's hard to find space when you're traveling together and you're together 24/7.
yeah,
So I'd say both have their pros and cons, and I think everybody should try both.
yeah.
But it depends on, I'd say, what situation you're getting into.
Yeah, yeah.
And basically, that's a very long answer to saying, I'm not sure which one I prefer.
Long answers are good. I definitely like long answers. If every answer to these questions was like a one-word answer, there would be very little interview.
Yes, true. That's very true.
Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
okay, where do we go from here? No, I like, if anyone who's listening now, there will be a lot of people that have listened to a lot of the lives, and there tends to be a lot of rambling answers, which I love. And I'm like, I like it when people just ramble and rant and just kind of get real, you know, like we're humans, you know, like that's what we do. Like to me, this is about connecting with people and about like learning from other people's experiences and listening to other people's experiences and going, oh my God, I did that too. Oh my God, this turned out really well for me. It turned out really bad for me, or whatever, you know, like it's fun, you know, like that's kind of the point. So, but yeah, like it's really cool to listen to your travel stories because they're in a funny way quite similar to mine, although I haven't done too much backpacking, but I've done a lot of traveling. So yeah, and I'm very bad at traveling with other people, but I also get lonely. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, which one's better? I don't actually like. I love traveling on my own, but yeah, as you said, you do like sometimes it's like, oh, I've had the same conversation 6 times in a row, and I haven't really ever gone past the first day because I've just met 6 new people, which
Yeah.
is awesome. But at the same time, you're like, I need a real friend, you know, like I need someone that I've known for more than 5 minutes that
Hmm.
you can like be more yourself around, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, as you said, they both have their benefits, definitely. Just don't ever recommend traveling with like a partner that you're not sure about, because that's one way to break up really, really quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Definitely.
Right. So you work majority online for Pilates or and goals?
So prior to the COVID situation, not the case. I had an online platform already set up, but primarily I was working in studio with clients.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely working more in studio, but now in the last few months, probably since like April,
Mhm.
maybe before that, about April, I've transitioned to more online, and now I'm 100% online now that I've moved out
Okay.
of that studio.
So, and that's great for traveling, obviously, because it means that you can do it anywhere. So I'm thinking like if people want to get in touch with you, maybe learn some Pilates or achieve goals as well, how can they do that? How can they get in touch with you?
So I have a website. It's Emily at Dawn. So EmilYatdawn.com. Or I can be contacted via email. I'm here on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. Basically, you'll be able to find me if you
Anywhere.
search that. And Emily Dawn Pilates on Instagram here.
Yes, I will tag you. I will tag you in the video anyway. So I love the fact that people always join right at the end of my lives.
It's
Like, come
great,
on,
isn't it?
guys, what's going on? So what was I just totally lost my track there. Yes, people can contact you in pretty much on any platform, but I will tag you. I'll tag your Instagram so people can get in contact with you super easy. And I encourage everyone to go head over to your website and they can see what's up. They can see whatever you're doing at that particular moment, and hopefully contact you and learn some Pilates with you, or crush the goals, or both.
Yes.
Both. Do both. All right. Thank you so, so much for coming
Thank you so
on.
much for having me.
I'm so glad it worked this time.
Yes. Small
Second
distraction,
time.
but we got it.
Yes, we did it. We did it. Thank you so much, and we'll speak soon.
Chat soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.